Everyone, we're going to get started now. 101. We'll get going. We had the fire alarm going off in the building, which makes running a webinar a little challenging. So hopefully we won't get another one. If you start to hear a fire alarm and I mute things for a second, I'm just waiting for it to end. But anyway, let's get going here. So thanks for joining today. Today we're going to talk about Aflac and Allstate's Medicare supplement plans. We don't have a ton of information on either. We can contract for them. They are just rolling out info now. We do have some information I think you'll find helpful today, though. Couple quick things on these webinars. If you have questions, just send them into the webinar. I will answer them at the end for you. We've already had one question about the Aflac duck. I don't know if they'll be giving ducks out or not, maybe for high-level producers, perhaps, and not a live one, I'd assume a stuffed one. Today we're going to talk about both the recording, and I'm going to show you how to contract with the products today. We can email you out the link. So having said that, let's get started. So we'll start with Aflac. Obviously, they've announced their MedSup will be available. We do have contracting on our electronic contracting link available for it. And you can see the states that they're available in now. For Aflac, they're not quoting on CSG, the quote engine, yet. They will be soon. But you can see the states that just rolled out, obviously are listed there. The states that are slated for August 11th and August 25th. Then the next list are filed states that are filed. So they filed for those states that are not approved yet. And then we have states that they have announced they have no intention to apply in. So those states down there, they will not file a product. Now, states that we haven't mentioned here, they haven't said anything about. So don't really know what that means. It means they haven't filed for them yet. But they haven't said that they're not going to. So if you're looking for your state, it's not on this list anywhere. Simply means they haven't said they absolutely won't do business there, but they have not filed to do business there yet. One notable one in my mind is like Rhode Island. You don't see RI in there, but it's not on their absolutely won't file list. So they may be. It's a definite maybe on some of those states. So anyway, that's state availability for the Aflac MedSup plan. And again, as far as information for this plan, we're still waiting for it, basically, waiting for everything. As far as what it's going to look like, they said it's going to be competitive rate-wise, but like I said, we can't quote it on CSG yet. So, if it doesn't quote on CSG, it's hard to see the rates. We've not received a rate sheet yet, but they're approved, and we'll be able to start selling it, and we can contract for it. So if you want to contract for Aflac in anticipation of it, we have an online contracting link. You don't have to write down that big link. We will email this to you. We'll email you the link so you can just click on it. Aflac is a choice for contracting. So if you've done an online contract with us already, you just email our office, Lisa at crowandassociates.com, and she can get you set up. If you haven't done an online contract with us, then you do an online contract and select Aflac, and you can get set in the queue to be contracted to offer their plan. We can email you the link for this, and we will do that to everybody that registered for the webinar today. Going to show you state availability for Allstate now, because we're going to talk about Allstate as well. So Allstate MedSup's the easiest way to do this. They've made it a little easier for everybody. Is they're available in all the states except for those listed. They will not be in those states. So as you can see, states like New York, like Rhode Island, like Massachusetts, they're not going to be in there for Allstate. We can quote Allstate at this point, so we have the ability, and I'm going to show you an example of that in a second. We have the ability to quote it, and in certain states, their rates look very competitive. States like Georgia, for example, they have the best rates. But it's hit or miss when you quote Allstate, but they will quote on CSG as of today, as of last week, actually. And it says Allstate on there. It also says National General, so I don't want people to get confused. Allstate has not yet even put out marketing materials that are Allstate branded. Their stuff is National General, because National General is the company that actually insures the product. They're administering it. National General is an Allstate company. But most of their product right now, their materials are branded National General. So there's a lack of Allstate branded materials. However, it's already quoting as Allstate on CSG on the quote system. Interesting. Allstate's going to have a bunch of discounts. They're going to have a roommate household discount. That's a 7% discount offered to anyone living with someone over the age of 50 for over a year. They're going to have a dual app discount. That's 10%. So two people in the same residence apply at the same time. They're going to get the roommate plus the dual for a total of 10. They'll have an annual pay discount of 10%, and they'll have an activity tracker discount of 5%. So that's where you register through your Fitbit or Apple Watch or other device, and you can, through tracking your activity, get a 5% discount on the plans. Allstate is quoting well, like I said. In certain states, they have the lowest rate without the discounts. So rate-wise, they're going to look pretty good. All these products can be quoted on CSG, Sunfire, and Connecture. Again, Aflac is not showing up on there yet. We anticipate they will be any day now. Allstate is. Everybody that works with us has access to a quote site to quote these, and that's at pfsinsurance.com. And you select under the Medicare under the quoting tab. So pfsinsurance.com, go under the quoting tab. I'm going to do an example of this in a second to show you. And then you can quote MedSups. There's a button that you can push to see the discounts as well, and I'll show you how to do that as well. If you have questions on how to use the quote site, I'll show you my example today of how to use it. I will also let you know that you can go to YouTube, Crow & Associates, and I have hundreds of these webinars recorded, and I have a couple of them where I actually go through the Pinnacle quote site so you can see how to use it. If you want to contract with Allstate, it's the same thing. It's an online contracting link. It's the same link. If you filled it out, all you do is call us or email us, let us know you want us to add it. If you haven't done our online contracting link, you just have to do it once. And then if you want both Aflac and Allstate, you can check both of them off. No problem. Going to give you a quick example of rates. Oh, and somebody just notified me. Rhode Island for Aflac is going to be filed. So it's not on the list, but Aflac is going to file Rhode Island. So sorry for that late information. Somebody just told me. Give you an example of Allstate rates here. Like I said, Aflac's not quoting on CSG yet, but as you can see, the rates are very good. I'm going to show you an example of this. And that's how it's going to be listed. National Health Insurance Company, because it's part of National General and Allstate when you quote it. And you can see the rates there. And this example is for Cobb County in Georgia. And their rates are the lowest in Georgia compared to every company. Showed you Plan N, Plan G, just so you can get an idea what the rates look like. And I'll give you some perspective when I quote it. I do see some of you have questions, and I'm going to answer them in the end, which will be in just a few minutes here. Like I said, this is going to be a very short webinar. A couple quick things before we do that. I was going to talk about the commissions on these products. So when you work with us, you're always paid direct as an agent or agency. So we didn't even see exactly yet what their street is. And when I say street commission, meaning what does Allstate or Aflac pay to an agent that could go to them potentially direct. So whatever that is what we pay. We will not cut commissions at all. So our lowest contract will be a direct paid street contract to the agent. We certainly will have higher level contracts for agencies. So if you have sub-agents, so you want to have a downline or have a downline, that's something where you'd call us and talk to us. We can talk about levels available above the street, above the going rate. So we could set you up as an agency, for example, a GA, MGA, or SGA, so you could accommodate your sub-agents and any downline agents or even agencies for that matter. Again, you would have them to do this. You would have them fill out the online contracting link and just communicate with us about who goes under who and how it's going to be paid. Is it all direct pay? Or some agencies obviously are LOA setups where all the commission from the subs is paying to them, but you just specify for us what you want, and we'll do it for you. So I don't imagine the commission numbers will be anything unusual. It'll probably look similar to everybody else's with their street. But as soon as we have that information, obviously we'll make it available. Just want to talk about a couple programs we offer. So I mention these every webinar we do. We do have a lead program. So agents can get, every agent that works with us can get $500 per agent per month. So all you really have to do is, if you are generating business for Medicare, you simply have to send us your paid receipt. And if it's anything, it could be any company, any lead company, it could be mailers, online leads, advertising, costs for seminars. You're eligible for our $500 a month lead program. We have marketing co-op as well. So we're going to have actually a co-op form we're going to send out. And that is simply where you send us a proposal of what you're going to spend money on and what carriers you plan to write. And we will have, for AEP, national co-op money from various carriers that we can use for larger amounts of co-op, larger than the $500 a month, but in addition to it. And we also have this kind of money during SEP as well. So you simply have to send me a proposal, and we can work something out. We have our T65 Seminar Program. That's been our most popular one. Our company does everything. They put all the people in the seats. You don't have to send out invites. You don't have to drive attendance. You just find the venue. And we're averaging 70 T65 attendees per seminar in that program and writing a high amount of them. So, and these are T65s. So if you're writing Advantage plans, obviously it's full new commission regardless of the month you write it. We, as I mentioned, have a free quote and enrollment site. It'll quote Medicare Advantage Supplement Part D, Final Expense, Life, LTC, Annuity. And I'm going to show you an example of that site in 1 second. So everybody with us has access to that. And in addition to that, for Medicare, you have access to Connect Your Sunfire and Medicare Bot. All three programs. So you have all three. All right, let me go in and show you an example of. Let me go in here and show you an example of the Pinnacle site and how you quote this. So all you got to do is go to pfsinsurance.com. I feel fortunate the fire alarm has not gone off again in the building. I probably just jinxed myself. All right, so pfsinsurance.com. You will need a username and password to log in. We will give you one. If you don't have one, just call us up. So you go in there, go to quoting, Medicare. Again, this is super easy to use. Now, this is not Connect Your Sunfire or Medicare Bot. This is just simply CSG for you to quote med subs, not enroll. It's just a quote system. All right, so click for a Medicare quote. I'll use the example of Georgia. I mentioned it earlier because Allstate is quoting up on here. Maybe Aflac will show up today. We'll see. I haven't run it yet this morning. 30339. We'll use a Georgia zip. Okay, we'll do let's see. We'll do a female age 65, and we'll quote a Plan G. And here you go. So, quoted the plan, as you can see. Allstate is coming out number 1 in Georgia on a Plan G for a female. If you want to switch that up to a male, for example, you just do that. Hit quote. And you can see Allstate is doing well. You've got the ARP plan next. That is a select policy. And then obviously everybody else who's quoting there. If we want to switch to Plan N, just do Plan N. And again, Allstate. So, for example, in Georgia, they have obviously really good rates on their products. Oh, and Aflac is showing up now. There it is. So I just randomly quoted Georgia, and as you can see, Aflac is showing up now in Georgia as of today. So that's good news. So it's quoting up. It's showing up on the quote engine. Remember, this is a quote engine for MedSup, MedAdvantage. It's not the enrollment site. Our enrollment site is Connect Your Sunfire and Medicare Bot, which we do through Connect for Medicare. But this is simply if you want to quote MedSups in any given county. You can do it through this system. So easy to use. Now, if you want to apply discounts, all you got to do is go over here to the left, click Apply Discounts, and there you go. It applies them, and it'll show you applicable discounts by doing that. And you can see it drops the rate quite a bit. You can certainly uncheck select plans if you want. But that's a quick and easy way you can quote these plans and see what the rates look like for the two new carriers in any given state or county. It's interesting how they're listing Aflac. I mean, they're spelling out the name, obviously. But there it is. It's on there. So that's good news. All right. So let me do this. Let me go back and see if we have any questions. All right, so that's all we had. I just wanted to run through it quick. Again, we'll get more information on the comp, but it'll be the standard. Whatever their street commission is what agents with us will get, and they'll get paid direct, so you'll own the book. So I'll have that information. I'm sure there'll be more materials coming out, but we certainly can contract for this product now. We'll send you the online contracting link, and you would just check off Aflac and Allstate if you want to add those two companies. If you are an agency and have sub-agents, I'd suggest you email me or call us, because we can just talk about the above street levels for an agency that are available for you to set up your subs. For those who came on late, I do record these webinars, so if you missed the beginning, I was just basically laying out the states the product was available in for Aflac and Allstate. I did record this, so we can send you out the recording. Now, let's see if we have any questions. Somebody said, is there a reason that all 6 New England states are not part of the Allstate Med Sub program? Is this unusual or typical that 6 out of 6 states are shut out? Pretty typical, honestly. You will find that the New England states a lot of times are more difficult to do business in. They have insurance departments that are more difficult, quite frankly, to work with. And the biggest thing is the states of New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Maine are guaranteed issue states, all-time guaranteed issue states, meaning underwriting is not allowed on med subs in those states, and as a result, you will see a ton of carriers that simply don't want to do business there. The result you usually get is that there's only a couple carriers that want to offer product there, competitively anyway. So that knocks out 4 of your New England states right there. So that's pretty common, pretty normal, and we see that quite often. Somebody said, I'd like to get webinars for New York, New Jersey, CT from the past. I'm not sure. If you want to email me or call me, I'm not positive on what you're asking for there. But certainly, if you want to look at all our webinars, and we'll send the link out, because since you're on this webinar, and anybody who even didn't get on and registered, we will send you out a link to our YouTube videos, and we'll send you out a contracting link as well. And specific to that question, I'd like to get webinars for New York, New Jersey, CT from the past. That's on the YouTube channel, which we'll send you the link for, and you can review all our recorded webinars, and we have hundreds of them. Or you could just call or email us. I'd be happy to talk about it. Maybe this is something we could do on offline, rather. So anyhow, Allstate looks competitive. I'm sure Aflac will be competitive. Obviously, the name is a good one on both. I think it's a good addition. I wanted to roll these out early because they made the contracting available. We just don't have all the details yet, but you can certainly start onboarding with them now. One more question just came in. Moving from New Hampshire, are they as tough? Moving to New Hampshire, are they as tough as the 4 New England states? No, New Hampshire is not. New Hampshire is a heavy med sub state. So when you look at the national map, New Hampshire lags behind in Med Advantage sales quite substantially compared to most states, but is a very heavy med sub state. So a lot of med subs in New Hampshire. Well, I think that's all we got for questions. I appreciate you coming on today. We will, again, follow up. We'll email you today with the information you need. And if you have any questions, please feel free to call in, email me, whatever works for you. Be happy to discuss this with you, and happy to have these 2 new offerings that we got contracted with right away. Kind of got out ahead of this one on both companies, so looking forward to that. And other than that, I hope to see some of you on my next webinar. We will not have one tomorrow, but we will do one Wednesday and Thursday next week. Thanks. Have a great day, and hopefully talk to some of you soon. Bye.